Now live on YouTube.
Okay, that looks good. So far, you're still good?
Yeah, it's not stalling or freezing or anything like that. So
Okay. Okay, that's that.
is this on Mistech or your channel?
My channel.
Okay.
And then I just posted on Facebook the link. So pull this right over here like that. Bam. Oh. And I just got to start the audio recording, do the intro. How's everybody doing? All right. Welcome to Alchemy 101. Man, technical difficulties. We're going to try this round 2, the remix. I'm your local alchemist, wizard. Earth is local. Dragon is finally returned. It's nice to do a live show again. And tonight we have the amazing Scott Manduck reigning from Canada.
Canada.
So, you know, he's got to be a real nice guy. One of the best people I've met. Very excited to have him back on the show. And it's been amazing knowing him because he's someone that we've had very little direct interaction. I think we've had almost a year-long relationship, all digital now.
All digital. It's been almost a year. Like one.
And you literally know me better than so many of the people that I talk to in person all the time. There's just a very good level of understanding my crazy and going along with it. And so far we're
Love it. I love it.
right. Awesome. So for tonight's show, we are doing a live version on YouTube. Usually we'd be on Facebook, but as I mentioned, we're having some technical difficulties. So if you guys are joining us, please, any questions, comments, concerns, just reach out and say hello. Otherwise, if you guys are on Artists First, you're listening to a pre-recorded show that we did earlier this evening. All right, so tonight's topic, title, kind of soft pat in the face, it's out of love, is going to be called You'll Never Get to There. And Scott, I figured, was a perfect person to talk about this because we also are going to be getting into some stuff about Emerald Alchemy and our essential oils and doTERRA. But what I love about this man is he's overly happy every time I talk to him. Family's overly happy, very successful, but every time I talk to him, he's always in the very present moment of the right here, as to where so many of the people we've talked to and people I talk with and coach are always trying to get to this next place of there, that once you get there, you're here again. So talking about someone that's been able to be successful while being really present in the moment and enjoying what's happening right now, you know, I can't think of someone else I could have on the show to talk about that.
Thanks, man.
Like really, thank you for being available. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's hard too when you're talking about being in the present moment and being there. That's hard. Like it's a thing. Like you really have to think about it and really push towards that to really be present, to understand what you're going through and to enjoy the journey, right?
Yeah.
People always like, oh, I got to get to that one place. I got to get to that destination, but they always forget about that journey. And it could be weird, crazy technical issues. It could be just life. It could be health issues. It could be just whatever it may be. Is enjoy that journey. Like life's a school, right? I say that all the time, and it truly is. We gotta enjoy that. We gotta enjoy that for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it. And see, that's I mean, that could be the whole show right there, how you kind of like wrote that down. But it is one of those things to where, you know, again, we've been working together with Mistech and with the oils and a handful of other things, again, for like a year now. And quite a few of these projects have taken much longer than we expected, whether it's from shipping or Mr. whatever it might be. And what I love about the whole thing is you've been firm but fun about it. Like, it's going to happen. And most of the times thus far, I think even the couple little, you know, even big hiccups ended up leading into some other thing that if that thing didn't happen, then
it's just the way the world's supposed to happen. Like everything happens for a reason when it's supposed to happen. I get that. And crap happens, shipments get lost, gets delayed, this, that, whatever. But it's really how you deal with that, because it is part of the journey. And usually when those doors are kind of slapping you, it's doing that for a reason. and then it usually opens up 3 or 4 doors when that wind's going. So
Right.
that's kind of how we really, literally, like, I think that's how the Phoenix blend really came to be. Like, literally, it was like, okay, dude, we're having problems with this shipment. What's going on? And blah, blah, blah. And then we had some health issues. I think Zion was sick or whatever. We started talking about that. And it ended up being like a 3-hour
Oh
video
man.
call
Yep.
from a conversation that was the shipment's late to, okay, how else can we build this? What else can we do to help more people?
Right.
And what else can we do from a Mistec standpoint and with essential oils, and what can we do to really get this out here? So it, like I said, those slaps really turn into like a flower that's blooming. And it's
Yeah.
really
Oh,
that journey that's really helping people. And I just love it. Like it's just
yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah, it really is. And it's one of those things to where, honestly, I've been doing this holistic wizard living version for like a decade. And I'm not going to lie, like, even when I first started talking with you, like, I've known of essential oils, but I always tiptoed around them. Like, eventually I'll get into it. Like, it's just, it seemed like a bigger bite than what I wanted. And
Mhm.
again, not ever chasing it, not even bringing it up. Then all of a sudden it just presented itself. And after that, so many things just kind of lined up in trajectory as to where other conversations we've had of other scenarios, we'll say, to where when it's forced, like, it's like not pleasant for anybody at all. And
Yep.
so that's with everything that's happening right now. We've been expanding a ton in Mistec. One of our biggest people that's in the company is moving literally tomorrow to Phoenix, and is kind of moving the entire company that way, and my family is on our way as well. But they got their lineup to go much faster than we did, right? Which has been actually really, really good. And so now we've been downsizing, we've been just hunting for a house or a part, whatever it can be. And it's been really fun kind of going back through all the things we've collected here in 5 years,
Mhm.
and dissecting it like slowly instead of rushing, all through it. And so now we come across boxes of memories that were like, I completely forgot about this festival. And like, oh, look at this jacket that we got. And I almost wore this jacket that I have to show you. Like, I'm sure it's on one of these videos somewhere, but it literally looks like the robe of many colors that we got at this festival. Is like a few $100, like, crazy monstrous robe that was handmade by
Oh,
these women in, like, I think the Philippines.
oh, wicked.
And it was amazing. This woman's booth was outside, and it was just robe after robe, amazingly beautiful, just clothing. And
Mhm.
I keep trying them on, and that's what I mean, right? Don't You can't get to there. So I'm trying them on, and my wife is there with me, and we have a booth. So I'm away, and you know how I don't like to not be working,
Mhm.
right? Really, it. But she was like, "I need you to come see these robes," and so I
Yeah.
go over there, and I finally, like, don't rush, like, I need to get back, because I'm like really in this moment of, look how amazing just this hand craftsmanship, like, wow. And so I'm trying them on. Now keep in mind, this woman's booth is right next to the outdoor concert area. So 10 feet, 15 feet away from me is this huge crowd of people. It's
Oh, wow.
nighttime, everyone's dancing, going crazy. I think it was like Nako Bear was even, like, I think, playing there.
Oh,
Like, it
wow.
was it was an amazing moment, right? And I'm trying these different robes on, and I'm like, no, this isn't the one. And I'm put another one, this isn't the one. And I'm getting a little discouraged, but Jeanette's really about me trying all these different ones on. And so the owner, she's like this amazing woman, super high energy, like, you'd love her. She's incredible. And she goes, you know what? I had this one in the back. Here, try this one. I think this one's you. And as she puts it on, I swear to you on everything, like, 3 people from the crowd run over to me like, yo, that's the one. You got to get that one. I'm like, what?
Wow.
They're like, I've been watching you. The other people are like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You need it. Like, yeah, you need, that's the one right there. Like, if you don't get it, I'm going to buy it for you. And I'm looking at the
Yeah.
price tag, and I'm like, I mean, we could, but it was just not, it wasn't in the trajectory, the math, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, let me see how the rest of the night goes. Maybe we'll get like a couple big sales, or maybe something that makes me feel good about it. And so as I go back to the booth, Jeanette ends up talking with the woman and working something out to where she gave us like a huge discount on it. And she just shows up and was like, hey, this is your gift from me for bringing me to the first festival.
Wow.
And it
See,
was insane. And
energy,
people
man,
even
it's the
followed her,
journey, right?
dude. And those people followed her for getting the robe to see the look on my face about the surprise. And they end up spending like $1,000 buying stuff. So it paid for it, like, I think 4 times by the
Oh,
time
yeah.
everything was said and done. And one of the people that came was actually a guy that, checked this out, bought every single thing that we had Sunday night, 23 grand worth of all of our entire inventory.
You know what? I remember you telling me that story about
Yeah.
that guy. I didn't know about the robe though.
Yeah, that's what led him there. Like, he had heard about us off and on, but that's what led him over there, was her coming to present this thing.
And that's really important that you're saying that, because if you wouldn't have taken the time to enjoy that journey and the whole event and the people around it, all those things, those dots would not have happened. You wouldn't have met the person, you wouldn't have had the robe, you wouldn't have had that person following you, you wouldn't have that person buy all the stuff. Like, those things would not have happened.
Right, right.
So to me, that's where to be in the moment, to be in the there, is you really need to come back and just refocus a little bit and really enjoy the journey, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, but see, and I don't know how you guys are taught in Canada, but most of the people I've spoken with have a similar mindset to that, right? But in America, at least, it's always get to the next thing, right? Like, this is why I think this is such a difficult thing. It's a very, from the time you're a child, very ingrained program of, well, once you get through elementary school, now you're gonna go to middle school, now you're gonna go to high school, now you're gonna go to college, now you're gonna get a wife, now you're gonna get the house. Like, but there's never a moment of, did you enjoy high school? Did you enjoy like being in that like game, or the whole time we worry about if people are watching you? And so you didn't even get to do the full, like, it's I can't remember a movie, but they say too many minds, right? You're minding this, you're thinking about all these different things, so you can't even be here. But the times that we disconnect, right? We uncover such an amazing like depth of conversation, depth of realization, because we're not going, well, yeah, we just have to hurry up and get to the end of this conversation so I can get to the next thing. It's what are we discovering right now? Like, what's in this moment that we can make tangible and traject forward? And that's what these oils have kind of reset me back into when I was fighting it so much. And now it's one of these things to where
I don't think you're fighting it though, dude. I just didn't think it was the right time for what you had on the go and for the journey and the path that you were doing. It wasn't part of that path.
Gotcha.
Now, since we've had this conversation, like for the past 5 months, that has probably been maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
Right. It's different because of the things that it's actually brought you down this path with all the happy and all this other wonderful stuff that's coming. Right. And like, it's just phenomenal how it's kind of unleashed and how it's helped you outside of Mistech in your family life. It becomes a regimen. It becomes part of your lifestyle in a healthy way. Right. So to me, that's when it was needed to be introduced to you, because your family needed it.
Yeah. Oh,
right? It's about giving. It's about serving from the heart, as Mistech does, as you do. As that's why you're in Miss. This is what you do. Right. It's good, man. It's gonna be good for a lot of people.
Dude, it is. But look, I say fighting because I'm telling you, like, I was adamant. People had invited me to doTERRA before. People invited me to other oil companies, and I'm just like, no. And it's not that I don't think it doesn't work. Again, it was just one of these things, like you said, it just wasn't in my stream at the time, right? And then when COVID hit and my whole family got really sick, we had already been talking about it. And even then, I still was a little hesitant at first, but at that point, I'm like, I'll try anything. And I'm telling you, anyone's watching right now, the moment it was the Breathe, you had sent me some samples before I even ordered, like, dude, I'll send this to you. And the On Guard, and I think frankincense, right? There was a handful and some, nice little thank you. And I'm telling you guys, the moment that we put the diffuser in the house, like within minutes, everyone was breathing better. Like, the wheezing was going away. Like, the body seemed to be relaxed. Like, it was, and I'm a really present person, so I'm really aware of what's happening. And to see so many versions of everyone's healing, like, see it activate, for lack of a better term, was just insane. Like, it was. So after that, I was like, okay, you know what? I think I might have to do this.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is it creates that moment, and because for our journey it was the same. Is I didn't really believe in it. I didn't want to be part of that, but then going through meeting you a year ago and introducing us to this whole holistic rabbit hole, that's a beautiful place to be, where we need to be with integrated medicine, as we like to talk about it now. you need to have that memory. You need to create that moment
Right.
where it creates a belief in going, this is real. Like this helped me, helped my family. I need to share more of this and now build something with what my current tech is to make it something like, whoa.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's how, like, that's kind of how it all began. Like I started with a journey like that. It created a moment. You had a journey, you had a moment, and now it's expanding, right?
Dude, in so many ways. And it's funny that you had mentioned the Hape as well, right?
It,
Because along the way, I was like, all right, and that's why I like sharing all the time. Like, I had people that used to work with me or partners before, and they're like, why are you sharing the like incomplete stuff? And I'm all, what are you talking about? This is the complete stuff. Like the process, this is the journey of this. This is the part that's the magic. Like, you're not getting that part. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, listen, every person I know has been in development their entire life. But
mhm,
what you see online is always the like the painted up, perfected version of maybe it's like this, maybe not, but those things are just their moments. And what I like as we start talking more about this, and as I was starting to use the oils, what also was so good for me, like you said, it becomes a regimen, right?
mhm.
So I notice, and you've like been on video calls with me while I walk around the office, everything I have around me is intentionally set up to have a routine of this like wizard, holistic, natural healing mindset. What I noticed with the oils is now I'm doing like experimental alchemy in real time. And I love creating those moments. So
Yeah,
this is the thing that was so great for me with Mystech, because in 2020, it was already like in line with the vision that we're shifting from all the technical stuff into more of the mystical things. And those are more of the experiences of, oh, wow, I'm this amazing being in this space time that can create and help and nourish. And so how do we do that? And
for sure.
so as the world's been going through this crazy change, and in my alchemy 101, I was like, this is the age of the phoenix. Everything's gonna burn away and we're gonna go into this new thing. And then I was telling you about it. I think maybe you've been watching the show, and I was like, dude, so we can get the oils for like cinnamon and myrrh. And you're like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
let's do that. And
It's like
so
it's perfect. It's a perfect mix. Yeah.
dude, so when you talk about like regiment, so this is my second one I've gone through now, but this is my first version of the Phoenix blend. And on Artist First, you guys can't see it, but it's like a little roller ball, and it's got myrrh, cinnamon, and sage in it. But it also has a little chunk of moldavite oil at the bottom of it, right? So what's been taking so long is getting the packaging absolutely correct, because there's certain regulations we have to have, and we're trying to get everything uh, vector, right? All the different little things that go along with the business. But to me, I love showing those steps because I'm just another guy at home, guys, right? I got something really exciting for me and something I'm passionate about. And I did some schooling for this stuff, but you have the internet in front of you all the time.
Mhm.
So, and then luckily for me, I've got people like Scott who are like, hey, how can I make this happen? And so it's just, to me, showing those steps is not just a thing of marketing, but it's to show any of you guys can do these things. These are the steps that we did. Like,
Mhm.
they're not always the right steps, but you learn along the way. And so showing, like, I just think it's such an amazing thing to be able to do. And now I use the Phoenix blend probably twice a day. And there's times like even when I go to meditate and I'll go to put it on my forearms and in my wrist, and it's an amazing thing. And even when I go out, people are like, hey, what is that? I've never smelled anything like that before. And I'm not gonna lie, it feels really good to know that this is actually something that was like co-created, that I get to talk about in such an exciting way, because it's not just a business thing to me. It's an actual health thing. I feel like we're making such a bigger impact as we get ready to launch this, right? So
Abs-
it,
Absolutely.
it,
And
it,
what do you feel when you put on the Phoenix blend that you've created?
okay,
What
so
what is that process? What does that feel like? What does that do? Like tell
yeah,
us, like, tell me, like I know it already, but
yeah,
let's talk about that for a minute because I think that's important because that's the whole reason why we're doing this. Like,
right.
what should that experience be like?
Right. So when you get the initial packaging, right? So when I use it, that's one thing. But I want to talk about this experience real quick. And I think it's going to be so much fun. And we're going to get kind of the process about why we have you here right now specifically as well. But so when you get the package, you're going to get 3 different 5 milliliter bottles that the oils and the bottle itself have been imprinted to very specific frequencies using our resonance tech that we have at Mystech, right? So the cinnamon one is going to be one that actually increases your blood flow. And we even have some like new blood tests we can show that are even crazier than what we've shown with the Schumann resonance. The sage one, I believe, is a DNA repair, and then the myrrh is a deep meditation, like sleepy kind of version, right? And so you'll get these 3 bottles with the roller ball right in the middle of it, and the roller ball is not imprinted, but every time you're done, you're going to put it back, and that will keep those 3 frequencies harmonized in your roller ball. So you'll put those oils into here. You'll have your moldavite stone that we have as these ultimate, like really dope little beads, and those are going to come on little like acrylic transmutation circles that kind of look like this, but they'll have different designs, right? Kind of like what we have with the new watch stuff. And we'll talk about that another time. But so you'll have a whole process of getting your moldavite out, and then setting the intention of what you want this age of the Phoenix. Like, what is in your life that you are willing to give up and burn away and let go for all these new amazing things, because that's all alchemy is. It's just exchanging one thing into another. And this is also this same perspective we're talking about now of you're not going to get to there. Like, alchemize that whole idea and just be excited where you are right now, and you'll find out it's way better than anything you can ever get to, right? So by the time you're done with this process, you get the roller ball. When I put this on my wrist, immediately my whole body relaxes. Like, every once in a while on social media, you'll see that meme that says relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, right? This just automatically happens. Like, the body just has this automatic response of, oh, that's nice. But because of what we have in the blend, the mind at the same time goes zoop, and like, so it's this weird, like, subtle jump start. I don't know, but it's not a jittery energy. It's like, it's a very good, like, peaceful space. And so when I use it before I'll do like a hape ritual, right before I go into meditation, same thing. I'll go to put that like right on my forehead, right on the back of my neck. And then when I take the hape, like, it almost creates this like extra pulse that's not there in the times I don't use it. And to me, being, you know, the metaphysician that I am, I'm visualizing this as opening up the chakra space because of what the oils can do. And then with this, we've got the frequencies as well, and it just opens everything up in the body. The blood flow seems like it's better. So I know when I drink water, like, it's weird, water almost even tastes like cooler after I've done it. And I think it's because my blood flow is more open, so everything is just a little bit more noticeable to be absorbent for me. So
that's definitely a good mix too, because of what the Mistech blend is, and it stops obviously with the EMF distortion, your blood being more oxygenated, and now you're applying the oils. Therefore, it's going to enhance
right
that feeling, that position, that whatever that you're in is going to enhance that moment, right?
Yeah.
And we know that essential oils, topically, aromatically, taking internally, does affect us on the cellular level.
Yeah.
So you do perfectly have the 2 perfect blends together working in harmony. Like, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, I love it so much. And so yeah, so we literally have everything is all imprinted and everything is all ready. Right now we're just waiting on getting the labeling done, and I'm hoping by mid this week those will finally be on the way. So on mistech.net we have the Emerald Alchemy collections up, and we're having them separated into liquids and solids, because again, I want you guys to have this experience. I want to have that alchemic effect of, once you get there, your brain's already pre-programmed to go.
Is that up now?
I think, I don't know if it's live yet, but I've
at least seen, man, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
You hiding, man? You hiding this from me? What's going on?
Yeah, we're just trying to get everything right. And so once we have it, and I'm pretty sure it'll be by mid of this week, of this coming week, we'll have all the pre-orders ready, and they'll be shipping within 3 to 4 weeks, and that's just label pending. And for the pre-order, we'll be doing a big discount, and that's going to be for the oils and for the hape as well, right?
Wow, we could.
So I'm super excited. So what's going to end up happening with the hape, that will be a simple just reorder through us, and we'll talk about all that on a whole nother show. But what I'm excited about with doTERRA, and I want you guys to think about this, and I don't know if you and I've even, we probably have, but maybe not as detailed. So this is perfect. With the, I'm gonna grab the doTERRA one I've got right now, because I got my cinnamon bark right here, right? So when we imprint these bottles, right, the bottle itself is going to be imprinted to the frequency. With the human body, because you're creating your own electromagnetic field, being this living being that you are, your Mistech takes a few days to harmonize all that, right? Because you already have like co-counter frequencies around you and something that you're pumping through yourself. So it takes a little while. On the other hand, once the bottle is imprinted and you go to put your own essential oils, right? So when you get the bottle from us originally, it's going to come with the bottle and with the oil, both that have been in the machine. It's imprinted. It's fantastic. However, once you run out, you're actually going to go to our doTERRA link and you're going to order the exact same oil through there because you'll be able to get it at a better price, not pre-imprinted, which is not going to affect the actual potency. Because here's what's cool. The size I just showed you guys, that little bit amount, we're having these bottles so charged that within probably 30 minutes, to be honest, of putting that new oil in, that oil is already going to be set as if it went into the machine itself. Right now, this is what we're seeing with our tests so far and everything. And if anything changes, then maybe we'll just offer it at different tier points or price points or whatever. But we want you guys to be able to go in and get these oils from doTERRA, because we're only at Mistech, we're only going to offer certain oils and certain blends and all those things. But there's so many oils that I use that I'm not planning to launch through Mistech because I can get it through doTERRA. And once we have these bottles set to these frequencies, we're launching them with our intentional blend, right? With our intentional frequencies. That's not to say that once you're done with our sim and bottle, if you want to put, a different oil that you've got that you want to have a similar frequency effect, you can just do that. And so this is why we want to have this. And I think this is a really cool blend, because it, like doTERRA not only provides these like really cool oils, but with everything that's going on, it also gives you a potential stream of income if that's something you want to get into. Now that's why I have Scott on here, because I have not set that up yet. He's been doing this for a very, very long time. So, and we'll talk about this a couple more times on the show, but if you guys are interested in partnering, because this year Mistech, we broke every record we had since the company's been since COVID started. And I don't know if it's because people are, taking the holistic approach now, or they got more time to do more research, or they're seeing
Absolutely.
that this is as real as we've said it is, but work and business and job and income is also becoming a thing. So being able to offer Mistech that we've done for our resellers, and being able to get you guys introduced to doTERRA to be able to have these oils that I'm telling you changed my life. Like it really, honestly, it did. And that's why I'm excited about doing it this way. So if you guys are interested in getting partnered with us with Emerald Alchemy and with doTERRA, email me halo, HALO at mistech.net. Right? And Mystech's MYSTECH. That mysticism, that technology, we'll just be in the bridge. Email me if you guys are interested, and then we'll probably set up a time where we'll do like a group call or something like that with Scott, and we'll go through all the steps. Sure. And how long does that usually take?
That call to set somebody up is literally 10 minutes tops. The bigger conversation about doTERRA as a wellness and with Mistech, that's the conversation we want to have, because everyone's dealing with different things, right? So if we can have that conversation and help direct you, because everything's very customized when it comes to the doTERRA side. The cool part is that Mistech has all these bottles that are already imprinted. So if you want more bottles, just send an email in, get some more bottles, and we can actually help put more oils within those bottles. That there is easy. What we need to figure out is, what are you dealing with? How can we help support you from a natural healthness, like health, wellness as a whole, for your kids, for you, for your wife, for your husband, whatever it may be. And then from there, there's click of a button and away you go. And then you just keep on getting your imprinted bottles from Halo, and away you go. So you'll never run out. And that's the best part, because you already have the imprinted bottles. Now you're just adding the gift of the earth, which is doTERRA's essential oils, all natural, pure, no synthetics, no fillers, no pesticides, into this natural earth's frequency in this case, or depending on what the frequency may be, that we may switch up, we may not, as Halo always says, which is going to be amazing. So it's literally a 5 to 10 minute conversation, gets you going, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it. And I know we just got someone set up yesterday, and he's super excited. And
we're 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes.
Yeah. And guys, this other thing I had to throw this out there really quick as well. So aside from the essential oils, right, there's also like vitamin packs, and I started taking those, and I noticed and guys, my energy is already a little scary. So this became an even more, oh, there you go. It's like 3 different types, and then, and it's been amazing. Yep. And so I started taking that. There's this stuff called On Guard that's like boost your immune system. And so all these things, I'm telling you, since we started doing this, like every morning, my whole family, we do the flu bomb thing, right? We get up and we've got a little roller, goes on the back, and Zion is hilarious, right? Zion's my 3-year-old. And I'll go flu bomb, and he goes bum 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 bum, and he like runs away and like jumps on the couch and like just jumps and like has me pull his shirt already up, ready to go, and then he'll be like, oh, okay, have mommy smell, and then he won't let anyone go until everyone's actually smelled it. It's the
That is
funniest
so
thing in the
good.
world. Like, yeah, it's great. So we started
But
doing
that's
that.
key because it's safe for kids. It's safe for adults. Just with kids, we just want to make sure that we over dilute the oils, right?
Yep.
Which we've done that already. And that there is just part of the continuing education that we'll be doing here. We can be doing it live. We can do private Zoom calls, whatever you guys want. And we have tons of support, documentation. And there's a lot of scientific proof on how this stuff works, right?
Yeah,
So for the people that are skeptical, we have lots of information, lots of videos, lots of documentation, lots of ebooks on how this stuff works and how it helps people around the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's such a perfect mix, man. I'm so excited.
Oh. And okay, so look, so that was the thing I was gonna say too. The vitamin thing popped in at the last second. Maybe I just kind of caught it over the chair. But what I was actually gonna say was, aside from that, he's like, what else I got? What else I got? They have, yep, I see it back there. They have the most, I'm telling you guys right now, even a friend of mine came over and freaked out. The greatest toothpaste and mouthwash I've ever used in my entire life. Like the flavor is, I don't even know how to explain it, but it like immediately goes through your entire body. Like it's just so refreshing. It's energizing. And then the mouthwash after like, and then you just have this amazing aftertaste. And that's the weird thing about a lot of the other things that you use is like during, okay, not bad, but then afterwards you're just like, and then it's weird. But with this, and I guess it's because it's all natural, this is something afterwards I'll go drink orange juice and my mouth doesn't do that crazy freak out thing. Like it doesn't do those weird, counter catalyst effects of what regular toothpaste does.
Absolutely.
So,
The cool part is with a lot, the big thing that we got to remember and we talk to people and we educate a lot is we need to find a way to remove toxins and chemicals in our life. So what you've just explained is literally the toothpaste, there's shampoo, conditioner, mouthwash, soap, body scrubs, all these things. We need to reduce toxic loads in our body. And that's just another way of doing it. And it's actually cheaper and it's better for you, it's better for the environment. So like, it's such a win-win-win-win all the way around. And your body's going to thank you for it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy because, Zion, he already, he has like a low immune system than normal, right? But I'm telling you, like, since this bounce back at the beginning of the year, like, he really hasn't really got sick. Like, if he's got even a little sniffle, whatever, I'm like, oh, hey, we got to put some On Guard in. Oh, let's do some frankincense. And like, literally the next day, he's back to normal. It's awesome. And
it's
even
boosting your immune system naturally, right? And it's consistency that we got to keep on doing because it's about prevention, right? We want to prevent people from getting sick. So if we can help this as we go.
Yep. And see, and what you just said also is the preventative part of it, and this is what makes it so great to me, is it creates a routine. And right now, sorry, I'm not sorry, so many people are disconnected from who they are, what they are, their family. It's just wake up, go to work, eat, sleep, repeat, right? When you have to actually take time for self-care, we have to take time to do these regimens, like you can get all these pre-made things. I love mixing them, dude. I've made so many different weird little concoctions and oils and blends. Look, I just ran out. I don't think I even showed you this. This is like a little case for making your own capsules.
Oh, that's wicked.
And so I've been making my own essential oil blends and putting in things like chlorophyll and ormus and liquid oxy, all these things. I'm a crazy person. I'm alchemist. And making my own like at-home diluted pills with these essential oils, and my skin feels amazing. Like it's what happened?
Yeah, what happened there? You're kind of like a 3D. There you go.
Hey, all right. Oh,
whoa.
Man. Energy gets too high sometimes. We're the dragon. We're here. Let's get it. But yeah, so it's been such an amazing thing because I'm even talking with my son, Amante, right? I'm talking to him about, yeah, man, you actually get to make these things and there's science behind it. But like when you're helping us make bracelets, like keep in mind, dude, we're using frequencies, we're using cutting edge stuff. This is what they used to say was magic once upon a time, right? So you're not just making jewelry, you're making magic bracelets to save the world. You're not just doing these oils, you're making potions. And turning these things into fun, into play, really makes you live in this moment, in this now. And then when people hear me talk about that don't know me, like, you do what? I'm a wizard at home all day, man. We teach this alchemy stuff to the kids all day. They're like, what? And people usually get really excited. So it just gives you an excuse to find a routine to connect with your family. Like, dude, I can't tell you how many times, I don't know, can I show the book? I'm not going to flip through it, but I cannot tell you how many times like this book comes and this, if you want to find out about any of the oils, you want to find out about any of the ailments, there's so many times like, babe, here, go tell me what you need because I want to make her stuff. And so it's now making like my relationship with my wife, and she's talking about she wants to start doing videos, and so it's just, guys, it's bringing you back into like living in the now and creating moments that it's not just a moment. You're creating a routine that's making you healthy. It's the preventative version of living life. And I'm just gonna, I'll ask you this, I'm gonna throw it out that this is just a true thing, but most of the things that you do in routine, you'll patternize that in every other aspect in your life.
Absolutely.
Okay? So
Absolutely.
when you start doing this like preventative care thing, you'll notice that there's other parts of even how you'll restructure your day and like a preventative way to go like, well, I don't want to deal with that. So you do it earlier, or you start doing more exercise, or you start doing more yoga, or you just start reading more, but you start perceiving everything as anticipatory instead of reactive. And so that's the thing that I like about this.
And when you don't do it, it feels weird. It's like, what's going on here? Because you want to be in that moment of like, you know what, typically around now, I usually have, like right now I have grapefruit going in my diffuser, right? Because it's a mood enhancement and stuff like that. So I know usually if I'm working later, I'll switch my diffuser to more citrus type stuff because it just makes me feel amazing. So it's like, okay, you know what? It just becomes one of those things where before it's like, okay, maybe I'll go outside for a few minutes, or where I used to drink pop, I'd go have a can of pop. Right now, get rid
That's
of all
soda
that
for people
stuff.
that don't know. That's soda for people that don't know.
Oh, sorry, Canadian soda,
Yeah.
crazy Canadians, right? But yeah, it was just one of those things. So it's that shift, like you said, it does help with that shift for sure.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that because look, even right here, I'm telling you, I got all my stuff right. I have like a whole little, wizard area right here, right? I've been putting lemon in, even sometimes, this doesn't sound funny. I don't recommend this, everybody. I don't put it just in my water. There's been times I put it in my coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard people do that.
Dude, and look, this other thing, guys, oh my gosh, so this other thing. So if you follow me on Facebook, if you follow me on Instagram, right, Halo Marquise, all together, you can find me on all social media, you'll see that I love to cook. I love to cook, and I like making healthy food. So I don't know if I even told you this, I started like infusing my essential oils into almost every meal that I make now.
Absolutely.
And it's weird because it's not necessarily like a potent or more potent flavor, but it's the most like balanced
Flavorful.
and refined. Like it's a full spectrum of, and I don't know, because maybe this is why I didn't like other essential oils. They always have like a sharpness, like whatever it is, it's like, and I don't know if it's how they make it, how they extract it, what they're whatever. But with this is like, it's very rounded. It's a very full spectrum. So the lemon is like the whole lemon. It's not just that one tart or that one. It's really broad. I love it.
And the lemon oil is actually made from the rind of the lemon, which a lot of people use that for cooking anyways. They usually shave it and they put that in their foods, right? So that lemon oil is from the rind of the lemon, and that's why it's that nice flavor. Like it's really, really good. So I mix that up with different oils in my water all the time. Of course, with our Mistec bands around my bottle, of course.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Got to. We actually, I just sent out, our potion bottles that we've got.
Yeah.
I just sent one of those out today that came with the 963 beads. So when you put that in the water, it makes your water like affect your brain.
Oh, that's cool.
And so
What are you keeping these secrets for, man? Where's mine?
There's so many, trying to save the world, man. It's crazy. There's so many, you've talked to me, there's always 100 million things going on, but it keeps me busy. And this is another thing. I think next week, the show we're going to do for Alchemy 101 is going to be called Jedi Mind Tricks, because this is another thing. I'm telling you guys, sharing the process, this is another way I set myself up that I have to continue and do something else. Right? No matter how many times it takes another step. But if I share with everybody that's watching what we're doing, not just me, but Mistec and all that, if I go, hey, we're working on this, and then nothing else happens, then people are like, hey, where's that thing? I'm like, oh, that's right. So it just keeps the gears, moving. It just keeps it going. So when we get ready to launch this, we will be introducing a whole lot of these other projects that are kind of these little kept secrets. And what I was gonna say is, even when Nadia was here, right? She's my fairy assistant roommate. We had all these bottles set up with a different like frequency every day. And so every day you'd wake up and have a different type of water. And that way, same water, but because of the frequency, completely different type of day, completely different type of mindset.
So awesome.
And so, yeah, that's the other thing that's really fun. Having all these different things is you get to really play, but become familiar with these different like energy fields and any parts of your body and what heals. And so that's the other thing with this that you're talking about. We can customize it. I still have oils in the back. I haven't even actually tried because I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this one, but I want to have the test for like a week and then go, okay, all right, I know how that works. All right, now. And so like one's the Neoli. Am I saying that right?
What is it? Neoli?
Neoli.
Neoli? Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
a rollerball, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I haven't cracked open yet. But then also, oh, that's the other thing else I got to talk about. You get like different gifts sometimes when you sign up for stuff, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm using the Immortal,
Oh, I love that.
right? And look,
Amazing.
so I'm I have a little green magic. Don't tell anybody. So it might be a little darker than usual, but I've been putting it under my eyes for a couple months. That's the one thing I don't do consistently. Now that I got it out and next to my Phoenix blend, I'm getting a lot better. But it's made the darkness under my eyes like literally go away. And it's one of these things where I'm just like, oh, great. And so I just got the dreads back in. But as I was trying to grow my hair out, even in the little like hair tonic I made, right? I used castor oil and the fraction stuff, but all these essential oils from doTERRA, using that book about hair growth and stimulants and all these things. And once I started putting that in my hair, even my hair got so tingly and so healthy and so. And when I saw my stylist, she's like, "What have you been putting in here?" I'm like, "Oh, just juices and berries from doTERRA." And she's like, "What?" I was like, "I made this wizard's brew. Like, you have no idea. There's all these things, but that's mostly the essential oils. That's what you're feeling." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And it's just, yeah,
it works. It's phenomenal. Like taking like the supplements, like my nails now. Like I'm a dude. Like not that I ever care about that, but they grow like super fast.
Yeah.
I also used to have black marks all through my head, all gone. Right, my hand and my hands, my skin are just clearer.
Yep.
Right, the white part of my eyes, they're whiter than they've ever been. Right,
Yeah.
it's just it works because your body wants natural things. We know this, right? Anything past that, your body has to try to find a way to detox it. So the more natural things you give your body, it's gonna like, all right, this is good.
So happy.
It's happy. It is.
And then when it becomes a routine, it starts anticipating. And so it's an interesting thing. I'm off of this, and I've never even thought of this till right now. So, and this, I'm going to take credit for this one, guys. This is actually one of my ideas. Usually I'll be like, thank you. This is my, okay. So this other thing I've noticed is for the people that have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, right? You're sluggish. Maybe it's because there's not something exciting or whatever it might be. What's really weird is when you start treating your body healthy, it will wake up in a more like excited state on its own, anticipating all the goodness it's about to get. So in the morning when I get up, I'm like, oh, I know the Phoenix, it's coming. And so as soon as I get upstairs, it's sitting right here. I'm just like, and immediately your body's like, that's so nice. And so this is another really important part of building these routines. There's so many things that psychologically we've been so programmed that we can't do in this version, that if we create, like I said earlier, this Jedi mind trick of, well, this routine now has created this whole other thing for me that I couldn't do it the other way. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's people I know that could not go ground every single day because they were under the impression it was only good for them. We did on Alchemy 101 about when you go on ground, you're actually helping the planet. Like Mother Earth needs you to do this grounding thing as well. Like you're this conduit, it needs those things. I start getting emails of people like, I can go do it for that because you're not doing it for yourself. You can do it for somebody else now. So again, it's just finding these ways of going, well, I can't do it this way, but I still want to get it done. So same thing with me and working out. I play Beat Saber now. That's what I do for an hour or two a day with ankle weights and all these things on, having so much fun. And then my body's very upset with me because I just took it through the ringer for an hour and a half straight.
Oh, it's not upset, buddy. It's thanking you so many ways.
Yeah. It's wonderful. And so these are just like, this is what's so exciting to me about this whole partnership, And so we've already had, with our Mistech resellers that we have, a handful of them have already got on board. We've already had some of them start to invest into other projects we're working on. Really excited about the oils, and everyone's been like chopping at the bit about when's Emerald Alchemy going to be ready. I'm like, guys, trust me. Like all these things that are taking these extra steps, it's okay. Like we don't have to be in a rush. It's going to happen. And then, oh look, now we have biodegradable stuff that's going to be coming in our packaging, and so we're finding out just more little things along the way that's really allowing us to create. Not just something that's good for you, it's good for the environment, and hopefully will instill a lot of inspired self-research and self-routine to get back into like who you could be in development all the time. instead of now I got the car, or now I got the house, or now what else? But to be in that, right? These plants, I'm in Oregon, right? We're gonna move to Phoenix, so I talk about plants a lot right now while I've got them. Um, they never stop growing, right? And so when we talk about nature being so beautiful, it's just being itself. It's not trying to accomplish anything, and it comes and goes with the seasons, and it changes, and it hibernates, and it blooms, and it does all these different little things. And so living life in that mindset and that perspective is so much better than the hurry up and wait to hurry up and wait. And then people start feeling tired and sick because that wait is actual weight. You know what I mean? It bogs you down. But when you get up and you have a routine, and we're talking about something that's natural, and it's something that you get to do with the family, and again, it just brings you back into, I'm alive. I can be healthy. I can make sure my friends and family are healthy. And then
that's a big thing that you mentioned, is you're doing it with your family, right? With one thing, with all this COVID stuff going around the world, one thing that it's done in a very positive way is it brought your family closer together, because you had no choice, right? If doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on, doesn't matter. It brought you together. And that there, to me, now you can do some stuff that's going to really benefit you, your family, and the people that are in your inner circle, in your bubble, that are dealing with stuff naturally. We don't want you to see in the clinics. We don't want you in the hospitals, right? So this is a big way to do it, and to try to stay healthy, get healthy, be healthy, and to help others, serve others. When you do that, right, you can't be grateful and angry at the same time. We know this. So, right. So it's the same thing when you're serving and helping others from the heart. It's the same thing, and that's what this is all about. Is really helping and serving others naturally, right? With Mother Nature. That's what it's here for.
Literally, and so that, again, I'm telling you, that's what I love so much about it, especially with what's going on right now. That's why I like that we're able to offer these other business aspects as well, right? Like we've had resellers like right now still going and doing events and doing $1,000 in a day, or doing $2,000 in a weekend. And for people that have not been able to get into work or do these other things, like what an amazing opportunity, but not just because of the finance or the monetary part of it, but to know that what you're actually instilling on these people is holistic health, and hopefully inspiring them to go further down that road. So again, it to me is very exciting, because I feel like we're offering like a full soul service, for lack of a better thing, right? We can show you, here's how to get your physical well-being, which will help with your mental, which will help with your emotional, which will help with your spiritual. And if you so should choose, right? I don't ever want to pressure anyone into these things, but there's lots of, how many sellers does doTERRA have?
9.3 million.
Okay, so it must be working for some people to have that many people, right?
Well, they're the largest they're the largest essential oil company in the world that's privately owned, that will never go public. Their number one selling product is the supplements, ones that you rave about all the time, and they're an essential oil company. So that there is definitely a good thing, and they're really true to the word, and transparency is just phenomenal. And when you meet the owners, I've had the pleasure to meet them last September. You just want to hug them. Like, they're just phenomenal people that they give back. Their Healing Hands Foundation is just, it's all about helping others and serving others from their own pockets. It's not like the scammer stuff that's out there. It's true, and you see it. And when you go to these events, people there's 50,000 people in a stadium literally crying, literally, because of the stuff that we do.
Even the digital video, right? We've still seen it in fragments, but it's interesting to have something digital, and hopefully we're doing this with you guys right now, but to be able to like strike an emotion, like a sense of belonging, a sense of excitement, a sense of possibility, like. And it was really interesting to be able to see that through a video, and to see like it still was very unified and still very directed and overly appreciative. That's the other thing that I really was drawn to you about, was that barely knowing me at all, just hearing about, hey, this is going on with my family, whatever, you're like, well, here, let me send this. And not to get anything out of it, but just to genuinely help, to live in gratitude, to live in abundance. And that's the type of people that I want to inspire, the people I want to lift up. And so, me, man, I'm crazy. There's times where I tell people, you can't have Mystech, because I don't want you to go out and put that out into the world. doTERRA is the exact opposite. This is one of these things that for anyone I've spoken with that has wanted to do oils and this, I'm like, Do you guys know about doTERRA? And funny enough, most of the people already do, right?
Yeah.
And so
They know of the name, but it's funny because a lot of people that are on our team is they know of doTERRA. They were in it maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but it's the same experience that you had with it, right? It just wasn't part of their path at that time. Now there's a better education. There's a better circle of education and a better vibe, right? And then from there, it really resonates, and that's how they start growing and really starts changing their lives. And that's it's just phenomenal the way that that works. It's just it comes back to help and serve others. That's what it really comes back to.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So right
yeah.
now with MizTech, so people that are interested in partnering with MizTech on this stuff, this would be obviously the Phoenix blend and all that sort of stuff. And you're looking for partners, obviously,
Oh
to
yeah,
resell this all over the world, right?
absolutely, absolutely. We have so many projects that are happening right now, but this has been my pet project for this whole year. You know, there's another thing I've been working on for 5 years that we finally just now maximized, like every version of the prototype, and I've been wearing it and testing it out. And so there's all these things, but this is one of the ones that, with everything that's happening in the world right now, the oils and the health that come with it, that's one of those things that I'm pushing it as fast as I can, as correctly as I can, but because I want, if we're gonna have something else happen this fall or whatever, I'd much rather have people connected with us having essential oils than say Hape, which Hape is still an amazing thing, but again, I'm thinking of the health part first. And so, yeah.
Yeah, essential oils can definitely help with the emotional, mental, physical traumas that we are dealing with and will be dealing with. And then obviously with the MizTech, the experience, the two combined, it is definitely, and we will be worldwide. It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gone.
yeah, dude, it's awesome. So look, so while we're talking about these other things real quick with the Hape, as I showed you earlier, but I'll show everyone. So check this out. These are our new biodegradable, I think they're compostable even. And this is what the Hape is going to come in, right? So we're waiting to get the labels, but I can't explain how excited I am to finally have a product that we can send out that once it's done, you literally got just the medicine and then no negative anything afterwards. Like,
And those are all made specifically for this, people. Like,
yeah, yeah, we had
it's
to
been
get
a journey just to get to that. Like,
yeah, it's
oh,
been
man.
it's been a whole nother thing. And so the labels for these, I think again, arrive next week. The Hape is all being imprinted literally this, like, I think it goes in tomorrow, maybe, for our final version. Oh, and this other thing. So originally when we were talking about the Hape, we were going to do these 3 blends, right? We're going to do one at 963 and 852, one at 528, and then another one at 396 and 417, right? So guys, these are ones to target like your crown and third eye chakras, your heart chakra, and your sacral and root, right? So upper, middle, down, right? Well, when I sent it in to my engineer, he goes, man, look, you know, this stuff can do 2 frequencies at a time, but I'm kind of being OCD about this. Would you mind if I actually split this in half and like imprint them separately? One at 396, one half, the other half at 417, and then one half at 960, and do it that way, and then send them to you, and you guys can remix them after that. And I was all, yeah. And he goes, yeah, I won't even charge you extra for having to switch it over. Like, we're good. I'm like, okay. So now, instead of offering those 3 blends, we're going to offer those 3 blends, but then also 2 of the Hapes will be like our upper one. We're going to have one at 963 and one at 852, but it's going to be the exact same Hape. So you'll be able to use the exact same Hape, but because of the frequency difference, you'll be able to see a very noticeable effect. Wow. This is the same thing I'm really hoping that people will experience with the oils. So say you've got, you know, cinnamon bark, right? But then you've got cinnamon bark that's been imprinted. That is going to have a very refined, direct thing that it's targeted at. That's still going to have all the things from the cinnamon bark, but just a more enhanced and focused version of it. And so it's crazy to me that, again, because we had to wait because so we have some shipping snafus, but because of all these different little things, what originally was going to be just 3 different Hape blends, we're now going to have 7, and that's going to be at launch. And so, and then we just had someone find the ability to make our little carapes, so we'll be able to offer those. Like and again, all these things that have kind of taken time just led into so many other projects, right? And so once we got the oils done, with the watch discs, well, all these discs are at different frequencies. So now we're creating these other energy tools as well. Like I think I showed you this, but I haven't shown anyone else. These little spinner balls, right? And so when we get all these other hot base imprint at these other frequencies, we're going to have a bunch of these that when you spin them will actually create a different field of the frequency to become more familiar with these different fields. So again, it's just another thing that we're trying to offer to people so they can become more familiar with who they are. And I promise you guys, even doing this, if you're not feeling all the fields and everything, taking the time to sit in that moment with yourself to do something for your own development, whether you notice it or not, is so good and healthy for you. And this is one of these other reasons that we're really trying to push these oils to you guys, because when you have to take every time you got to take the cap off, every time, like, these are little things that sound like they're not a big deal, but it's the same reason cooking at home is so important. Like the prep into all of it, like these things can all be meditative healing experiences. You just have to like turn it into that. And with this, it's something that's fun. So it makes it really easy to turn it into that and stay consistent, right? My 3-year-old gets excited looking at the oils, and then he'll point out the colors. And so again, there's just so many different versions of how you can implement this to bring your life into just a more full version of what it's supposed to be. Like,
and what, by doing that, and we always talk about training and regiment and stuff like that, is when you're doing this with your kids, think about that for a second, right? You're now training your kids a new way of self-directed healthcare at the best possible way, and prevention at a young age. Where when I was that age, I didn't have any of those tools, right? So if you think about that now for this generation, the next generation, it's going to make some major changes and ripples around the world.
oh yeah,
And we got to get this out there, and it is affecting everybody. We need to do this for so many reasons.
oh yeah.
So,
And I'm telling you, it's great because again, right now with everything that's going, like Amante, he's 13, he's being homeschooled, right? He's got to do the like log in digitally. So now he's doing that upstairs in one of the rooms in the office. And every time he's got a break or a lunch break, or he'll work ahead while he's, in class and then be done, he'll come out here and be like, hey Dad, so you think I can get some of the Phoenix Plan? What are you working on? And he's now engaging. And so we don't know what direction this world is necessarily going. There's a lot of unknowns right now, right? So being able to take advantage of any type of home education that can be applied, whether it's just for your own being or something you can go out and use as a business, like now is the time to really harness and sharpen this in the children so they can be excited. So when they get back, they've now learned all these things instead of just, well, I played video games the whole time that I was out, which, I'm a gamer, but still, like, learning and developing all these different things are amazing, right? So one thing I want to point out real quick, there's someone in the YouTube channel that was saying ingesting oils is dangerous. And so that's why they didn't ever want to get into doTERRA.
right. That's a great, I'm so glad they brought it up, because that is a real thing. So there are differences with essential oils, right? There's a lot of oils in the market, and they say over 90% of the essential oils in the industry are diluted. They have synthetics, they have fillers, they have pesticides, right? They are not pure essential oils. And if you think about the marketability and the marketing of this product, and you hit the mark, because it'll say right on the front of the bottle, if you go to Walgreens, you go to Walmart, you go to your healthy store that you guys have there in the States, it'll say pure essential oils, organic on the front of it. You turn that bottle around, it'll say for aromatic use only. Right. And it could be peppermint.
Right.
Can you take peppermint internally? Yes, we have peppermint tea. Peppermint tea is great to help support your digestive system, help keep your body temperature down, help support head tension, all these things. With doTERRA, that is the difference, is that their bottles and their oils are distilled and created in the perfect certified therapeutic grade essential oils for a reason. You can take peppermint essential oils internally, right? There is safety reasons to use them. It's got to be the right kind.
Right.
And that's why we choose doTERRA.
And listen, so here's what's funny, guys. Even as you're saying that, this is one of the things that's taken us time to get our labels done, because I have the entire design work done, not knowing that there's certain regulations for the font size And as I'm talking with Scott about it, I'm noticing that some of the oils say that they can be taken internally if they're diluted. But then there's other ones that you can't do that. And
Correct.
so we're having to design all our bottles to match all those exact same things. So again, we're not disagreeing that some oils and some companies in some ways, you definitely don't do that. But doTERRA, again, has a different produce. So this is the same type of joke that I make with people that talk about, I've got an energy bracelet, it's not Mystic. So I understand like maybe this other thing didn't work or it was bad for you or whatever. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about a completely different, very specific version of provable scientific technology that you can do. And guys, I'm a big skeptic when it comes to lots of things, and I like to disprove things because I like to think Mystic's the only greatest thing out there.
Me too.
Right. So when I'm being told that it's not good to be taken internally, and I just got done showing you guys, I did I think what is 22 or 23 pills that I made with essential oils in it. I literally I feel amazing. So it's one of those things, same thing when I'm here in Portland and we just had the fires and they said the air quality is the worst it's ever been. I went for a walk. I was breathing totally fine. Now, I'm not saying other parts of Portland, it might have been really bad, but if what I was told was this, and then my experience, which is that's, to me, guys, I'm sorry, that's the only way to really learn anything. What anyone's told you or you've heard, whatever, that's not
Self-educate, man. You
right.
gotta look into it.
Gnosis, self-experience, right? So 3 years ago, these kids burnt down like a national forest, and my son had like smoke inhalation indoors, but we weren't reported as the worst air quality in the world at that time. So for me, I'm going, look, I know the news is saying this and the news is saying this, but my experience says this. So luckily, I didn't do any other essential oils to try to take them internally, or maybe I would have burnt a hole through my stomach. I don't know. All I know is the blends that I've made so far and using the way that it says to use them and
right.
it feels good to me has been exceptional. So this is one of these things for anyone that's like, well, this isn't good. I said, fantastic. There's some people that don't like fish. They're said like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. And that's okay. I would never want to push anything onto anybody, but we want you to make sure that your opinion's coming from a place that's your own, not something that's being told just for whatever version. Right.
Right. And people that can't, and there are people that do not want to take oils internally. That's okay. Right. You can still diffuse them. Right. Just like I am right now. I have a diffuser behind me. Right. Aromatically and topically putting them onto your skin, you're still getting the therapeutic benefit of the actual oil, as long as they're pure essential oils and not filled with all the synthetics, fillers and synthetics, all this sort of crap that people put in them, because you can't buy a bottle of frankincense for 20 bucks. You can't do it, people, right? It's a sacred oil, right? You're just not going to get it. It makes no sense. Like peppermint oil, one drop is equivalent to 27 peppermint teas.
Right.
Think about that. So if you get one from Walgreens, you're going to buy a bottle that's 15 milliliters for $6. It's not peppermint essential oils. One drop would be, and that's it. So you're not getting the therapeutic benefit that your body requires or what you're looking for in a cheap oil like that.
Right.
It just doesn't exist.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna ask because there's still concerns in the comments. But so coming from a medical field, right? So do you know anyone in the medical field that can maybe?
Tons.
I mean, do you know anyone like close personally that maybe was in any type of medical field at any point that maybe uses oils and stuff now?
Maybe my wife.
Maybe, yeah.
Just throwing it out there. But not only that is, this is for the people because they just built the largest oncology hospital in North America, in Kentucky. They literally just opened yesterday. Look this up. Look up the hospital in Kentucky. The entire bottom floor of the hospital is doTERRA.
Oh, what?
Throwing it out there. Why would they do this?
Yeah.
Why is it the largest oncology hospital in the United States and the whole first floor is holistic medicine? Right? So this is not us just trying to sell you on something. This is real, people.
Right.
Like this is what we call integrated medicine at its best. And these are doctors, scientists, this is the FDA, this is everything you can ever imagine coming to the board to go, yes, this makes sense.
I'm telling you, and guys, this is another thing also. Think of it, and this other thing, right? So the people that know me, I'm just not a monetarily driven person, right? So over the years of working with this technology, we've had tons of opportunities to totally capitalize on tons of different refillable type products, right? Tons. But it's a money thing to me. So I've always liked that we can give you Mistec and you have it one time, and if it breaks, you can send it and get a new one. I don't ever want to do a refillable. I'm finally about to start selling refillables and offering them because I believe in what the product does that much. So that's why I'm such a fan. If it can convince me to change that mindset in such a strong way, then like that's as much as I need to know. And again, I'm not saying it's for everybody, right? Everything is not for everybody, right? Some people don't like massages. Some people don't like clean water, right? Like I've got a Kangen, look, same thing. I got a Kangen water machine because in Japan, like every medical facility has one as a medical device. So I'm like, why would they do that? Let's get that. So now here's what's really funny, guys. Last thing, because we're coming up to just about an hour on Artist First, but maybe we'll end the show and just keep going on YouTube. If we'll see how much we got. But so between my Kangen water machine that can change the pH levels of the water, right? So you can get like very sanitized, clean water that literally kills all the bacteria, everything, no harmful chemicals. Well, now I've also been partnering with all my doTERRA oils in these things now. And so I've got sprays for cleaning that's mixed with my water in these oils, and everything smells amazing and everything wipes right up. Dude, the lemon and like some of the citrusy things. And so again, this is just one of these things that for anyone that doesn't want any of the essential oils to be internal or applied to you, there's so many other things that you can do with them. So many
Absolutely.
So many
cleaning, like it's phenomenal. It's funny. I was just on a video podcast yesterday, and what is the most polluted place in the world? Trick question. Your house.
Oh, cool.
Right? Yeah. Think about every chemical that is in your house that you use to clean your floor, your tile, the counter, the fridge, you name it. And then you have all your shampoos, conditioners, stuff like that, right? So if we can start removing those from the equation, it's going to change. And people say, well, essential oils are antibacterial. Yes, they are, right? They'll actually do a better job than the other cleaning suits that you're using, right? And that's a big thing that we need to really switch as a society, because it's been trained in our mind to use bleach for everything, use Windex on the windows. It's just one of those things. You don't need to do that anymore, right? It's not good for the environment, not good for you. What you breathe in, put on your skin, gets in your blood system, right? We need to retrain our brain on these things. It's so important.
So many. Dude, we don't even have microwaves anymore, because that sneak peek secret tonight, don't have a microwave. It's really weird, dude. I'm telling you, we got rid of our microwaves, even the ones that like came in with where we moved, like nope, and put them away in storage. And even preparing the food differently, like you don't realize how many things you're missing out on until you try it. So this is why, again, I want to employ everyone, like when this goes and launches, like I would try to get it as quickly as can, because so far from all the feedback we've gotten, people have reached out, I expect our supplies to run out really, really quick. I mean, we've got a good system set up, I think, now, but at launch, I'm kind of scared, like a lot of these new games, that when they come out and then the whole server breaks because some people want to do it. So we've just been getting everything lined up, and yeah. So again, guys, if you're interested, even if you just want to talk more about it, right, get more information, you've got ideas, this is the time that we are building, we're expanding, we're looking for people to partner with us on so many different projects. But if the Emerald Alchemy, the doTERRA essential oils, this is something you guys want to get into, go to Mistec and you can fill out the contact form there, or you can just email me directly, halo@mistec.net, and we'll follow up with you guys and hopefully continue to change the world together. Like that's been the plan. I think we're doing a good job.
Absolutely.
You're doing a pretty good job.
I hope we answer those questions in the comments, because they're good questions. And if you have those questions, everyone else is gonna have those questions too. So don't be shy, throw the questions in the comments, and we'll just tag Halo and we'll make sure we get back to you for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Scott. You got any final things?
No, man. Changing the world in a positive way, serving from the heart, stay in the moment, live that journey and enjoy the journey. That's what it's all about.
Oh man, thank you. Yeah, and see, and that's why our welcome to the future thing, like again, this is, and me and Monty were talking about this last night. The future is right now. It's always right, like it's really. So when we say welcome to the future, this is again about being in the here, not the there. The future is right now. Everything is right now. That's why even these watches, they're just going to say, you know what time it is. There's no numbers, there's no need, right? So when you connect with us, follow up, email, follow through, because we will get you up, we will get you out there, we will get you motivated, and the world's going to change as every single one of us continue to light up and spread what we know. Right. So I love you guys. This is your local alchemist back in Dragon style. Oh, so nice having the dress back, man. Oh, so great. I love all you guys. Scott, thank you so much for being on the show with me. I'm sure we'll have you on a few more times. And you guys have a great rest of the week. See you guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.